to start off this video, I'm just gonna start it off. Today is the video that you guys all been waiting for, the video where I talk about jail and what happened. I know you guys have a lot of questions. I'm gonna answer all of them in this video, but first of all, don't say anything about my hair. Hello friends, it's me.
SSSniperWolf is one of the biggest creators on the internet.
This video has 100 million views?
SSSniperWolf is a YouTuber who reacts to TikToks. I promise it's way cooler than it sounds.
A lot of people have been stating that what she does isn't really reacting to content, it's mainly just stealing it, freebooting it.
She created the narrative that you had cloned her when it was the other way around.
She's profited off the works of thousands of other creators by reacting to them in the laziest way possible.
Damn it! I'm sick of it!
Don't create, steal.
Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy JJJacksfilms.
Where's the Mona Lisa?
I know, I can't see it either, SSSniperWolf, but I just hold on to your horses.
I still don't see it. I see some blocks.
SSSniperWolf, you don't see it yet? It's more than blocks.
When I don't get my way, I scream, and I scream really loud. You know that high-pitched scream that girls do?
And I'm not just jealous, I'm jaded.
All right, right in front of your house. Come out and talk to me. He has food outside, so he should be out any minute now to pick it up.
SSSniperWolf has now doxed Jacksfilms.
One of the biggest no-nos I've ever seen on the YouTube platform.
And subscribe to the Wolf Pack.
Picture this. You're at home with your friends, loved ones, and fans. It's October, spooky season. The decorations are up and the outside of your house is being lit up by the effervescent glow of the street lights and all of the lit jack-o'-lanterns, but the only glow you care about is the glow of the screen in front of you, because it's game night. You, your friends, and your fans are having the time of your lives, playing a party game, just as you have every now and then for years, and there's not a single concern in the world as you all just vibe and laugh and chat. It's a perfect moment for a perfect shared family, interrupted by the ding of a cell phone alert. That phone alert is from Instagram, and it has a simple message. Someone has posted a new story. You tap on the alert and are startled to discover that a famous YouTuber has posted that she is currently only 5 minutes away from your house. This seems like an idle threat, a concerning one, but nothing too major, and as a public figure yourself, maybe she just Googled you and figured out you live in a city she happened to be in. And then the ding comes again. Someone has posted a new story. Reluctantly, you open that story and you have absolutely no idea how to react to it. This famous YouTuber, who has nearly 35 million subscribers on her channel and 5.5 million on Instagram, has just posted a picture to her audience of the outside of your house.
All right in front of your house. Come out and talk to me.
And the thing is, it's not just you in the house. Your partner is home. They're scared and want to go outside. You tell them to stay inside and you're gonna figure out what to do next. The only problem is, for the first time, you have no idea what to do. In this story, you're the YouTube creator Jacksfilms, a creator who has spent the last year or so calling for YouTube to hold accountable the mind-bogglingly famous YouTuber SSSniperWolf for alleged content theft. And in response to your call out, she has shown up to your house and doxed you for the entire world to see. And the scary thing, this isn't even close to the first time she's done something as unthinkable as this. SSSniperWolf, or SSniperWolf. You might recognize her from your suggested videos page, a brunette squeezed off to the side in a thumbnail wearing an oversized pair of glasses. For more years than I care to count, SSniperWolf has been sitting on top of the React channel world, pumping out an endless sea of content consisting of things like, oh no, wow, ah! And with the steady stream of videos came millions upon millions of subscribers, fame, and even more money. Living the dream, right? But behind the scenes, SSSniperWolf has left a trail tattered with countless allegations, controversies, enemies, and actual f***ing crimes. And now, SSniperWolf is facing a catastrophic downfall unlike any we've seen in a while. Or is she? Now, on the surface, the allegations of stalking, harassment, theft, and sabotage would be enough to bring down most anyone, but SSniperWolf isn't just anyone, and this downfall we're witnessing might just be the beginning of something else entirely. But first, oh hi there, hello, hi, it's my face again. My name is SWOOP. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. I make documentaries and short films on unsolved cases, true crime, and social media influencers who abuse their power and manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not drama, it's dangerous. We also dig deeper into the root psychology, and sometimes we take it to Petty University. If you want to join the Petty University community, all are welcome. And y'all, I am so excited to finally be able to announce the brand new fall-winter holiday collection, introducing the Valid Social Club collection. I have been working non-stop on these designs for this new collection, and you can grab your pieces right now in the link below before they vanish. The Valid Social Club is meant for any of you who have ever felt alone, isolated, swept aside, or not seen for who you are. I know so many of you have survived so much, whether it's anxiety, depression, loneliness, abuse, chronic illness, and I want you to know that your stories matter and that you are valid and that you belong. So please allow me just a quick moment to run down the designs. I know a lot of you like when I do that, and then we will jump into the doc. As most of you know, I'm a fellow DV survivor and living with chronic illness and my neurodivergent brain, and there have been so many times in my life where I was laughed at, belittled, lied about, shamed, told I wasn't enough, wasn't doing enough. Like, you know, like, have you ever felt like everyone around you is just like a part of this exclusive club and you're like, I didn't get the newsletter, where do I sign up? Oh wait, they're not gonna let you in. That's why I created the Valid Social Club. It's like our own elite club, except we're not assholes. Now the black hoodie, which is so buttery soft, has Valid Social Club with a crown on the front. Now listen, this ain't just a regular crown. This crown is a little bruised, okay? She's been through some things, a little rough around the edges. And I believe it's because of the experiences we have survived that you are royalty. And on the back, I love this so much. I'm literally so obsessed. This is a beautiful vintage wash skeleton with the signature teal blue hair. Okay, it's a little piece of me for you. Now this also comes in a crew neck, as I know some of you can't wear hoodies, so I wanted to make sure that you have something special. And look at her, she is so pretty. We have this beautiful seafoam sage hoodie, my favorite color, with a large heart on the back. Now just like the ribcage design that represents the backbone of our values, this piece represents the heart of who we are. So inside the heart, I took the veins and I turned them into roots. And I believe that through those roots, we bloom because we turn our pain into something beautiful and healing, and we all deserve our flowers. And on the front of this hoodie, the heart is placed right over your heart. I just love that detail. These are the softest, most comfortable pieces I have ever worn. They are part of my new ultra premium collection. There are silky soft joggers that you can mix and match. Now let me also show you your new staple, the Valid puffer jacket. This jacket is so incredible. It is hypoallergenic, has a slim puffer profile so you don't feel like a marshmallow, but it still keeps you toasty warm. It has a hidden internal pocket large enough for your phone, 2 side pockets that zip close, a water repellent outside. It is fully lined inside, and I feel like this is on par with those North Face jackets, except it doesn't have like the unhinged $300 prices. We've also got the Valid Social Club crew neck. She is giving yacht club. She's giving rich, bitch. Now, for those of you who want to get these items in time for the holidays, I've posted these in a one-time only limited edition pre-sale, except this isn't an ordinary pre-sale. So instead of waiting till like the very end of a pre-sale, we're going to be shipping items out ASAP in batches. So trust me, you don't want to miss out on this collection, okay? The clock is ticking. I am also doing our first ever limited time Black Friday sale on select items, and once those are gone, honey, they is gone, okay? So tap the link below to grab your Valid Social Club collection, and please do tag me in your outfit pics on Instagram so I can repost you. I cannot wait for you to get your hands on these items. You're truly going to love them, and honestly, again, these are the softest things that I have ever put on my body. Whew, okay, thank you for giving me that moment. I know a lot of you want to see the details of the new outfits anytime a new collection comes out, so it takes me a little bit longer to get through it. So with that, and then yes, we will jump into the story. A huge thank you to our sponsor. Without them, this doc isn't possible. And of course, a thank you to all of you. Do you ever feel like there's a million things to do and you are too busy and too tired with holiday plans to cook, but want to make sure that you're eating well? Honey, let me introduce you to Factor. So Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen meals right to your doorstep. With Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping and prepping and cleaning up while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Seriously, y'all, with Factor, you can skip all of the stress of meal prepping during the busy holiday season and choose from over 35 weekly flavor-packed, fresh, never frozen meals that support a healthy lifestyle and meet your meal preferences. Whether it's lunch, dinner, snacks, or all of the above, these delicious meals are ready to eat again in just 2 minutes. Factor has seriously changed the game for me, and it saves me so much time. I don't have to go to the grocery store or cook, and I am still able to stick to my wellness goals. Like, I had the most amazing garlic mushroom chicken one night and the smoked tofu almond stir fry the next, and ooh, they were so good. They have the most delicious smoothies. Like, I am obsessed with these as a midday snack. And Factor is so flexible, I can easily adjust my order size or even skip a week whenever I want. So if you want the joy of not having to think about your meals, saving time, money, and skipping the grocery store, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SWOOP50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. That is such a great deal. So click the link below and use code SWOOP50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, back to the doc. Okay, as usual, I want to give a heads up that any potential sensitive information will be censored and there will be no graphic or detailed discussions. There will be statements made that are alleged and opinions. Please do form your own opinions, and as always, please do not spread any hate on any platform ever, and please be respectful in the comments. Let's dig in. So let's start off by providing as fair and balanced a perspective on this SSSniperWolf story as we can. I mean, I'll try, okay? Opinions will be had and shared, you were warned. But in order to approach being balanced, we need to try and talk about when SSSniperWolf or SniperWolf or SSSniperWolf was a little pup named Lia Marie Shalish, or Lia for short, born October 22nd, 1992, which means that I coincidentally started writing this script on her birthday. So happy birthday, Lia. Oh, belated now. I hope you like this doc. Hey! Okay, sorry.
Yo, you. Happy birthday. You're cool.
Even though Lia today lives in America, she was actually born in Liverpool, England, to immigrant parents of Iraqi, Greek, and Turkish heritage. When she was 6, her parents moved the whole family out to Phoenix, Arizona. Now, life growing up for Lia wasn't that bad, according to her, but it seems it was a relatively lonely one in terms of making friends. She has a sister who I will be talking about later, as well as 2 brothers, though I won't be talking about them much here, especially as one of them tragically passed away in 2022 at the age of 28, which is just truly, truly sad. Now, in an interview with TubeFilter back in 2018, Lia talked about how her parents were so strict, she and her siblings couldn't hang out alone with friends, go to parties or dances, or even go on school field trips. But early on, she discovered a few things that would end up defining her youth: anime and cosplay, which, for those of you who don't know, is the art of dressing up as a character from essentially any media that you like. It has a massive community and can be quite lovely for those looking to express themselves in that way. Now, according to Lia, quote, "The first time I cosplayed was when I was 10 years old for Halloween. I wanted to be Bulma from Dragon Ball Z, so my mom and I made the costume. I wore black pants, a black shirt, and a yellow vest with a blue wig. No one recognized my costume. When I was 13, I begged my mom to take me to an anime convention, but she refused. And finally, when I was 18, I managed to get tickets to Comic-Con in San Diego. My whole family drove down to San Diego, and I was able to attend my first convention. It's not as easy to cosplay now that I have a YouTube channel where I upload daily and stream weekly, but I still love and try to find time to do it once in a while. Now, for a time, Lia actually cosplayed under the name Lia Valentine. Yeah, no relation. Don't come for me, okay? But it wasn't until a few years later when her dad bought Lia and her brother a PlayStation that the events that would forever change Lia's life truly began to unfold. The reason why, according to an interview Lia conducted with British Vogue, was because it was their father's attempt to get Lia and her brother to stop fighting with each other, and, well, quote, it worked. We'd play everything from Metal Gear to Digimon World. She also told TubeFilter more explicitly that, quote, instead of fighting, we played video games. We would start playing as soon as we got home from school, all day and every weekend. Lia graduated from high school early, studied pharmacy and nursing in college before dropping out, worked a minimum wage job at Hollister to make ends meet. Hollister, do people shop at Hollister? Is that still a store? Yeah, sure. And all the while, she just did what she could to stay afloat. While all of this was happening, Lia decided to do what many late teens and early 20-somethings do and started her very first YouTube channel at the start of 2011.
Yesterday, I did like homework for like 5 hours, and then I went to take a test. I guess I was productive.
Okay. Sexy sniper. So that's why there's 3 S's in the name? That sucks, dude. Okay. Here I am expecting there to be some kind of profound reason for the name. Like, I don't know, if I rebrand it like SS Swoop and like have the S's be something imaginative, like a supreme sumptuous swoop. What the hell, sumptuous? That's terrible. I'm SS sorry. Okay, I'm done. Sexy sniper. Here I always thought it was like a ship, like all aboard the SSSniperWolf. Final destination, Jack's house, located at...
You're cool!
My apologies. I was being petty. I promise I'm gonna try to keep this fair for now. Allegedly. Now, Lia's old videos, if you couldn't tell from the clip I just showed, were much more traditional vlogs. That style was somewhat successful for Lia, since even in those early days, she managed to gain over 50,000 subscribers. That's a big deal. However, it was around 2013 that Lia discovered a perfect marriage of all her unique interests: YouTube gameplay videos.
Hey guys, what's up? Today we are back on Advanced Warfare!
More than any one creator or style of video gameplay footage is more tied to YouTube, the platform, than I am to my frizzy hair or saying whole grain gluten-free Pete Davidson. Now, you'll find gameplay footage today in traditional gameplay videos and streams, sure, but you'll also find it as the B-roll in commentary videos or what someone is doing while reacting to the hottest tea, or even during mukbangs.
Oh gosh, they are like really super set up.
When Lia noticed that people were uploading footage of the games they were playing and gaining hundreds upon thousands of subscribers, even as far back as 2013, she decided to get a fresh start on her YouTube career altogether, creating a brand new channel on January 19th, 2013 by the name of SSSniperWolf, named for one of the main bad guys in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Quote, I used to watch a lot of Call of Duty montage videos and gameplay, which was the real inspiration for launching my own channel and sharing my gameplay. For Call of Duty alone, Lia's dive into this world was lucrative, with her releasing over 100 videos between 2014 and 2017 alone, simply showing off what she could allegedly do at video games. And yes, I said allegedly, and damn it, I meant it. You'll see why very, very soon. But these videos were a huge factor in Lia's success on the platform, with her initially reaching 1 million subs at the start of 2015. Now, by the end of 2015, she hit 2 million. The following year, she blew up to 4 million subs, and it's not like she slowed down either. Today, the SSSniperWolf channel has an absolutely baffling 34 million subscribers. Now, for perspective, literally none of of the channels that I have covered this year have even half of that. Like Illuminati has just over 1.3 million. Shein, a company whose value has fluctuated over the past year between $64 and $100 billion, only has about 500,000 subs on YouTube. Colleen Ballinger's biggest channel has around 10 million, and even if you combine the totals of Colleen's 3 channels, you're still only 2/3 of the way to SSSniperWolf's subscriber count. She became a huge deal over the years, and we'll get into why in a bit. Let's back up to the early days once again. I don't know what that was. We're rewinding myself. Okay, let's back up to the early days where another important thing happened in Lia's life that basically completed. Why am I talking like this? So there's another important thing that happened in Lia's life that basically completed the trifecta of success that defined Lia's life in the 2010s. And that's the moment that she met her boyfriend and later husband, Evan John Young, also known as Sausage. Wait, that's not his name? Really? It's just Sausage? Oh, that's a missed opportunity right there. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking when you see that picture, and I thought the exact same thing, my dudes. Yes, that is an absolutely luxurious head of hair on that man.
I got a message from this guy and he was like, I would drag my through a field of broken glass just to hear you fart through a walkie-talkie. And I thought it was so funny. It was like the funniest, smartest thing I ever heard, and I thought he made it up, but later I found out that he just found it online or something. He didn't make it up. We started talking through YouTube, and eventually I gave him my number and he sent me a pic of himself. And I asked for more, but he refused to send me anything else. But it wasn't very long until he told me he lied to me and he sent me a fake pic, and then he sent me a real pic of himself. So he actually catfished me.
Now, I can't stress enough, this is just such a terrific start to the doomed romance of Evan and Lia. You know, dragging balls and catfishing. Wait, dragging balls? Is that kind of like Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z, dragging balls. Maybe that was the connection. I don't know. Tee-hee, this is fun! Despite the sketchy start, Lia and Evan got along just fine, speaking for what Lia described as 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, before they started officially dating. And by May of 2013, they even got married and became one of those notorious YouTube power couples, though it's pretty clear where the power lied, since even today, Evan's own channel has less than 500,000 subscribers. Now, on a surface level, you could write an entire biography about Sniper. I can't keep saying that. About SSSniperWolf, focusing only on the W's, the wins that she's been handed over the years. She transitioned out of gameplay content around 2017 into reaction content, and around 2020, that content became almost exclusively Tic-Tac. Tic-Tac. Can you imagine if you're just like reacting to Tic-Tacs? There must be a genre. Someone tell me if there is a Tic Tac reaction channel. I want to know about all the flavors of the Tic Tacs and the mints and the peppermints and the spearmints. Sorry, what I meant to say was the content became almost exclusively TikTok reaction content, which led to some of the biggest direct accolades in Lia's career. Now, I said she has 34 million subs. I didn't tell you that her channel has over 24 billion views and is a regular fixture on YouTube's trending page. I also didn't tell you that in 2019, YouTube gave her the Diamond Creator Award. She was a 2019 Teen Choice Award nominee for Choice Gamer. She won the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award twice in 2019 and 2020 for Favorite Gamer. I mean, those are big accomplishments. I mean, like, I even discovered that in 2016, a mobile game called Dragon Soul was released that molded a whole-ass character after her.
And if you don't know, Dragon Soul is an iOS and Android game, and I actually have a character in the game called Spirit Wolf. Look at her!
With that level of success, it really seemed like Lia struck gold here. So let's check out some of that content, yeah?
Today we are watching TikToks that are for the girls. Notice there's someone taking a picture from the side. Did you see that? The way she just snatched her jawline? My hangriness leaving my body at the moment I have my food. Whoa.
Anyways, with great view counts often come even greater wealth, and Lia made local news wherever she lived a few times for the purchases she made on account of her success. Like in April 2022, Lia just decided, hey, it, what if I buy a mansion? And she did. She bought a few acres of land on top of Mummy Mountain in Paradise Valley, because that's a place, in Arizona for nearly 7 million buckaroos. And this followed her selling her last home in Vegas for 4 million, which she had previously purchased for nearly 3 million. What exactly is it about her content that has allowed her this level of success? Well, that's a question that another content creator named Jacksfilms wanted an answer for. And what he found, in his opinion, didn't exactly bode well for confidence in the platform as a whole.
So I recently stumbled across an entry on Know Your Meme that read, SSSniperWolf spends millions on new mansion. For those who don't know, SSSniperWolf is a YouTuber who reacts to TikToks. I promise it's way cooler than it sounds. Take a look.
So this at the store wanna be petty, right?
How do you deal with a Karen?
So this hoe at the store wanna be petty.
Oh, he got time.
This is John Patrick Douglas, also known as Jacksfilms, a comedic YouTuber and sketch comic who's known for comedy videos, parodies, and series he creates like Your Grammar Sucks. There's a good chance you already know who Jacksfilms is because he's a fairly successful and, in my opinion, good content creator. He has nearly 5 million subs on his main channel, but across all of his channels, he has over 6 million subs. That means by default, he's also bigger than many of the creators I've covered this year, though he's not 34 million subs big, and that's not in any way shade. It's just very important context to store away for later. Now, the video we started off this section with was titled simply SSSniperWolf, which, as you heard, Jack pronounces with all 3 S's. Now, I'm good on that, Jack. Okay, I think I'll stick with SniperWolf now, but more power to you. Now, this isn't just a simple critique video on another creator putting out low effort content, though.
Well, this news kind of inspired me. So what I've done is I've created a brand new YouTube channel called JJJacksfilms. And so far I've only uploaded one video titled TikToks That Gave Me a Tummy Ache. Here's a little snippet.
Your mom a hoe.
Oh, it says your mom a hoe. Oh, that's not very nice. This is giving me a tummy ache.
Now I'm gonna try and upload daily on JJJacksfilms, so make sure you go to that channel and subscribe. Link in the description below.
Now, let me tell y'all a story here. I've made it no secret that I do not enter most of these stories as an expert, especially on most of the creators we cover here. I've known who many of the creators are, but I'm not like intimately familiar with their content, and much of the time, the knowledge my team and I walk through the door with is secondhand at best before we dig into the research and investigate. So the bias I approached this story with was one simple statement that's been reported across some parts of social media, even by Lia herself. The channel that Jack is talking about here, according to social media gossip, was creepy because it was one man making content about one woman, obsessively. In fact, there were 64 videos made in under a year even now, and without context, that little statement does make it sound weird, and it does make it sound creepy. Like, what the f is this dude doing making all these videos about this one woman? But nope, it took me all of, let's see, let me check notes here. 1 minute and some quick critical thinking to realize exactly what Jack was doing here. At first, it's just a pretty funny bit where Jack is literally just reacting to Lia's React content in a low effort way, reminiscent of SSSniperWolf's own React content, which is to say, not really reacting at all, sometimes even just describing whatever he was seeing.
Yo, what up everyone? It's your boy JJJacksfilms, and today we're gonna watch TikToks that can beat up your dad.
Like, Doc, who are we operating on today?
Yeah, what do we have here? We have what appears to be a clementine and some surgical tools.
Now, considering how low effort the content was for a joke, it probably would have stayed as some kind of occasional inside joke between Jack and his fans, if not for an interesting turn of events that went down on June 22nd, 2023. June 2023 was an interesting time to be alive on the artist formerly known as Twitter. The Illuminati downfall was locked and loaded and seemingly dying down for better or worse in terms of public focus, and the Colleen Ballinger cluster was only days away from reaching a toxic gossip fever pitch, but by June 22nd, there was a bit of a lull happening with breaking stories on the platform. And it was on that day that the YouTube creators account posted, quote, "Where does SSSniperWolf get video ideas? From fans." Here's what she had to say at the VidCon AN23 YouTube keynote. "It's really important for me to engage with my audience. I get a lot of content ideas from them in the comments. It's important to grow and adapt as a creator." Now, tweets like these are pretty run-of-the-mill for the YouTube creators account, which basically serves as a promotional tool for creators and a sort of, did you know type account that informs viewers that most of your favorite creators, including me, follow on there. Nothing controversial there, right? Right? Well, not if Jacksfilms has anything to say about it. What you're looking at is a tweet Jack made containing two images. The first is the YouTube creator's tweet, but the second was a screenshot of SSSniperWolf's most recent uploads at the time, with the purpose of being to show the low effort and high reward of her content. Titles include such bangers as "A quiz so scary you can't finish it" and "Cool gadgets TikTok made me buy." Honestly, it's just Jack having some fun at this point. Nothing major, it seems. But this inspired Lia to respond with a series of tweets starting with, "I'm going to have to start charging you 20% since you get your ideas from me." I know it's kind of weird if you remember what we talked about in the intro, how far this ended up progressing, but the exact moment this all really seemed to tip into a more aggressive direction was when somebody outright accused SSSniperWolf of stealing ideas, to which she responded, "90% of what I upload are my ideas. People copy me and then people like you get confused," and then included an attached image of one video from SSSniperWolf and another video from Beast Reacts. Now, I'm going to try my best to be absolutely as fair as I can to Lia throughout this, because knowing what we know now, it's very easy to just, dogpile and attack her for where this story ends up going. But if we're going to understand exactly how, like we talked about in the intro, Jack's life ended up being at risk, we need to understand where Lia's head was at throughout all of this. Because this was the moment the Titanic hit the iceberg, y'all, where Jack quote tweeted that tweet by saying, quote, "I invented reacting to other people's TikToks. Anyone else is copying me. Credible mental gymnastics here. At YouTube, at VidCon, you sure you're okay with boosting her? Are you absolutely sure?" Now, Lia hit back and straight up accused Jack of sexism, saying, "Why? I can't stand that a female YouTuber is getting more views than me even though I make the same content. Grr, life is hard." Yeah, I just had to read that out loud. She follows that up with, "Also, I hate bringing gender into this, but no one ever attacks the male react channels." Now, I want you to think about the perspective. So eliminate the context, see it from her point of view. Sure, it's kind of weird she's stepping in at all, especially since she knows as a female YouTuber, this kind of response is going to get hit with the most, boy of neck beard responses. I mean, seriously, my gosh, someone sit these Andrew Tate and potatoes down somewhere. It is boring. And if she just left it there, it probably all would have been left as benign indifference from her fans or from casual non-give-a-shit people like me. But then she gets kind of nasty. Quote, "The only thing that is funny about you is your hairline. If your content was entertaining, it would reflect in your views." Yeah. All the stuff about the JJJacksfilms channel not doing well is one thing, in my opinion. It's pretty clearly a parody, so up till this point, Lia missing the point still isn't a big deal. She has 34 million subscribers. Even a platform 5 to 6 million deep like Jack's isn't gonna cause any lasting damage with a weird beef stroganoff like this. And unfortunately, it's the doubling down for me that shows that Lia really didn't get the point and frankly didn't want to. Now, another Twitter user by the name of Colleen Cormier provides some context in the responses to someone confused by the whole situation, saying, "Jacksfilms made a satire channel and she is now mad." Short to the point. Lia, who is invested in this, now responds by saying, "Satire is supposed to be funny. It's a way to undermine what I do. Bro just wanted an excuse to copy me, thinking it would be easy money for him. He gave up because the videos ended up getting 30,000 views. Guess it's harder than it looks, huh?" Now, I don't know what Lia expected by, trying to clap back at a comedy YouTuber who, between all of his channels, has put out nearly 2,000 videos? Probably wasn't for Jack to say, quote, "To be fair, it was very funny, and yes, it's extremely easy. You added nothing of value. I added nothing of value plus clones. I'll bring it back, don't worry." Heart emoji. Now, that comeback wasn't immediate. On June 28th, 2023, Jack uploaded a video called Sniper Wolf, but every 10 seconds I read a tweet she sent to me tonight.
Honestly, the best thing about having one of these sink traps...
I'm gonna stop you right there. The best thing about having one of those, you just take the...
Okay. Also, I hate bringing gender into this, but no one ever attacks the male React channels.
But it was on July 27th that Jack revealed that Lia's allegedly complete lack of self-awareness and her bad faith attacks on him had led him to reimagine the Jacksfilms channel in a huge way.
Let's talk about how egregious this freebooting is. In each of her hundreds and hundreds of videos, she plays other people's TikToks and provides extremely base-level commentary.
This dude is running sideways. What? Wow.
Freebooting. What does Jack even mean by that? Now, you may have heard the word get casually thrown around, but if you're not very tech savvy, you might be wondering, why is Jack accusing this woman of stealing someone's shoes? Since the word quite literally means engaging in piracy or plundering. Now, of course, I'm not accusing Lia of actually being like a real life Captain Hook. I'm talking about digital piracy, and as Urban Dictionary puts it, freebooting is taking online media and rehosting it on your website. Engaged in piracy or plunder, mean-spirited swashbuckling of the internet age. The example they provide, re-uploading someone else's YouTube video to your YouTube channel. Even all the way back in 2014, creators like SSSniperWolf were getting their checks cashed by definitions like these. Now, why is freebooting bad? It's basically just downright theft, right? If a video is stolen wholesale, especially without credit or permission, that's taking someone else's video and claiming it as your own. Now, let me give you a similar example. Do any of y'all have that friend where you tell them a really funny story about, like, I don't know, your cute cat pork chop, and they react with a chuckle, kind of move on, and then you feel weird that the story was even reacted to that way, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I tell that story? I'm so embarrassed. But then you're at a party with that friend, and they tell the same story, but pretend it was them and their cat pork chop. Okay, I'm on to your ass, Jessica. You freebooted my story. There's no Jessica here. So Lia is the Jessica in this situation. Her, or more specifically her team, finds these funny viral TikToks and puts arguably the most low effort reactions from Lia over the videos. But I'll let Jack explain all of that in more detail here.
If you want to support the original creators of the TikToks, too bad, because the only links you'll find in the description are all SSSniperWolf. And my favorite part is that half of the TikToks she includes either crop out the original username or just straight up don't have one. You know the phrase, work smarter, not harder? Well, SSSniperWolf does neither. She just steals and doesn't credit anyone and has become a zillionaire in doing so.
A fire hydrant exploded and the water's just going everywhere.
Pretty cool. Now, some of you might be thinking, so what? Who cares? She's giving creators exposure. And hey, maybe she gets permission from the creators to feature their work. You already know the answer to that.
Oh, what's that? A whole entire car just rolled into the neighbor's yard.
See, the reason I keep playing these clips is because of a little thing called fair use, the extremely important legal doctrine that allows creators to upload content that isn't theirs. And in order for content to fall under fair use, it must be transformative and add new meaning to the material. Going back to SSSniperWolf, her commentary isn't so much transformative as it is just summarizing what we're watching.
When he talks about fair use being transformative, he's talking about how commentary channels or documentary/commentary style content like mine, Jay Aubrey's, Paige Christie's, Nexpo's, iNabber's, Cruel World Happy Mind, and so many other creators are able to exist and thrive fairly on the platform. As Jack says, the permission part isn't even the problem so much as, one, the exclusion of creator credits credits, and especially to the lack of transformative qualities to Lia's content. Now, by his logic, Lia is literally just stealing content and describing it to her audience instead of providing anything meaningful to the mix. Now, she's far from the only creator doing this, but I want it to be made perfectly clear that reaction content in and of itself isn't necessarily the problem. There are a zillion people who show snips or short clips from others, and they don't always throw credits on screen. It happens all the time. A lot of times it's just a mistake. It's not a black and white thing with most creators, but this is different.
This is my 17th year on YouTube, and I've seen this platform evolve countless times since I started in 2006. Back then, the content YouTube would boost was sketch comedy or meticulous music videos or content, just genuine, actual content. Today, the very definition of content is arguable because anything can be content, for better or for worse.
When you turn on the water, it's gonna fill up the water bottle. Oh, and then the water pours out of it so you can wash your hands.
I'm just gonna say it. This sucks. This absolutely sucks. Both the thing itself and YouTube's promotion of it. So now what? Where do we go from here?
I think in order to understand why Jack has basically sniper pilled us at this point on how egregious he believes this content is in general, I have to start by talking a little bit about the platform and the concept of fair use. Now, Jack defined fair use for us earlier, but something more specific he didn't exactly go into in the clip I used is the idea of what constitutes fair use. Fair use is not a one-size-fits-all law across the planet, so I'm gonna focus on where it's relevant most for me, for Jack, and for Lia, which is the United States. And no, I am not an attorney, just a curious bitch. Now, in the US, the legal system dictates fair use off of 4 criteria. First, why the content is being used and how it's being used. So, for example, is it meant for commercial consumption or educational? Is it transformative, meaning that it's being shifted significantly enough to not constitute plagiarism, but is instead a support for the bigger product? Second, the nature of the product. What is the product exactly? In SSSniperWolf's case, is it reaction or commentary, or is it a free ride on the SSSniperWolf to Plunder Island? Third, how much of the work is being used compared to the size of the final product? Which leads me to the 4th factor. How the work you put out affects the potential market or even value of the word being used. Here's a great example of this point of fair use working. Let's just say you have a smaller creator who put out a video about being harmed in some way. The video sees minimal engagement, maybe catches a couple thousand views at most, but a bigger creator sees that video, is appalled by the injustice on display, and decides to make a video commenting on the situation. Now, suddenly, the original creator's videos receive a massive boost. That's because proper credit was given where it was needed, and the product wasn't hopefully devalued, and the commentary work was transformative enough to make a situation beneficial to both creators. Now, does every creator do this? No. Does every creator care the same? Nope. Does every creator care that they're credited the same? Nope. Are crediting mistakes made all the time? Sure. Is it always malicious? No. I think there's a lot of nuance here for creators, and there is a steep learning curve, especially when someone is newer to all of this. I mean, I've had learning curves, it feels like, for a very long time. So the big question of the day in Jack's mind and thousands others, why does the platform, or any platform, not acknowledge when a massive 34 million subscribed creator like SSSniperWolf appear to be knowingly abusing the system and even allegedly the law in regards to fair use? There's a difference to the community between trying to learn and do better with your crediting and flat out refusing or going out of your way to cut someone's credit out. Now, the rest of Jack's video is quite scathing, and I'll have it linked down below because even if you apply the general message to other similar creators, it's one of the smartest examinations of this sort of content mill React family BS that I have seen, and Jack frankly deserves a billion more views on that video, especially because, well, we'll get there.
Last year, I made a new channel called JJJacksfilms. It was a parody of SSSniperWolf's channel where I reacted to her videos, but in the most drawn out way possible.
Soak for 7 days.
Oh my gosh, a whole week to make paper? No thanks, I'll just buy it at the store. These videos were intentionally hard and painful to watch, which got me thinking, what if I made them entertaining? Instead of playing a character, what if I just graded each one of her reactions with legitimate criticism? And what if I credited the creators whenever possible, both in the video and in the description? And what if, occasionally, I enlisted the help of my good friend JackGPT? Jarvis, please write a haiku on why freebooting is bad.
Pirates of the web. Snatching memes with no cred.
Original sad.
Why, you could call that transformative. I'd argue it even falls under fair use. Wouldn't you agree, SSSniperWolf? I'm not really asking.
And there it is. Rising like a phoenix from the ashes of a burning Twitter thread was the return of Jacksfilms with a brand new grading system that, instead of parroting Lia, just told her point blank if something was sketchy or not. And as time went on, that system even evolved to incorporate something called SSSniperWolf Bingo, inspired by a Twitter user named Piosaurus3, who created a bingo card of things that happened regularly on Lia's channel. For instance, the card, which is semi-automatically generated, includes things like a black and white filter, or reading the on-screen text out loud instead of reacting, or saying, "Oh no!" And for as vicious as the content was, and was also pretty damn funny to a lot of people, even managed to inspire some real-life change along the way for creators Lia exploited, who for the first time felt seen.
I do these bingo games and these bingo streams to have some fun with it, because it's like, what else can you do but laugh at it? But truth be told, it's a serious situation. I hate that YouTube doesn't do anything about it, A, and B, probably more than that, I really do hate that people kind of accept it. They're like, yeah, well, I don't know, everyone steals.
This drove up engagement for the JJJack's channel exponentially too. He went from around 30K views on average per video, like Lia said, to anywhere from 500,000 to over 1 million views on more recent ones. Now, did Lia listen to anything Jack said and incorporate changes? Why, of course she did. She didn't. Why would she? Other than a new increase in dislikes and negative comments and the quiet deletion of sections or sometimes even whole videos, the SSSniperWolf channel didn't really see any negative impact in the slightest. No real loss in subs, no real loss in revenue, no loss of sponsors. It was kind of business as usual. So eventually, Jack made a sequel video titled "SSSniperWolf is Getting Worse, Here's Proof."
A few weeks ago, I made a video about YouTuber SSSniperWolf and how she's profited off the works of thousands of other creators by reacting to them in the laziest way possible. And on my other channel, JJJacksfilms, we've gone much deeper into just how empty her commentary is.
To briefly summarize, he was notified by YouTuber The Act Man that Lia was literally reusing reactions.
I was hosting a round of SSSniperWolf Bingo when YouTuber The Act Man popped in the chat and said, "Hey, you might want to check out this video I just tweeted." So I go check it out, and it's from a recent SSSniperWolf video where she plays a clip and reacts to it.
Bro just flew into the hoop.
And then 20 seconds later, plays the exact same clip with her exact same reaction.
Bro just flew into the hoop.
Literally a copy and paste job. And I don't think it's an editing error, because, as the Act Man suggests, it's probably to hit that sweet, juicy 8-minute length for mid-rolls. Each one of those clips is 20 seconds long, and if you were to remove either one, the total length of the video would fall just shy of 8 minutes. If you want to check out The Act Man, I've linked his channel in the description below.
But it gets worse, because one of Jack's viewers also discovered that Lia was allegedly stealing jokes.
During another bingo stream, we come across SSSniperWolf reacting to a TikTok of someone surveying damage done to a car. In the TikTok, you hear the narrator say,
"This did my shit with Thor's hammer."
And then SSSniperWolf responds with,
"She hit it with a Hadouken."
Now at first, I didn't think anything of it, but then someone in the Twitch chat wrote this. Wait, what? She cut out the end and tried to use a line as her own. The guy in the video said, wait, what? The guy in the video said she hit me with a Hadouken? No, she didn't. We have to screen the TikTok.
"This bitch hit my shit with Thor's hammer. This bitch hit my shit with a Hadouken."
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, Lia. Really? If this were a smaller creator, this would straight up have their career hit with a Hadouken. I know, I felt dumb saying that too. Moving on, Jack covers a few honorable mentions, like Lia covering TikTok usernames with her own face, reacting to TikToks she's already reacting to while pretending to be shocked by what she's seeing, and Lia even being completely silent for as long as 40 seconds in a few TikToks. So to conclude this portion, earlier when I talked about how optically I get how from a distance guy makes 64 videos on woman can seem creepy, the reality is Jack was calling attention to a widespread issue that isn't healthy for the creator community and has caused a lot of frustrations. When you consider the number of channels that have faced copyright strikes when their content very clearly is transformative, like my friend Chad Wild Clay back when he was doing parodies, and then when you see react channels like Lia's whose clip credit and recycle reactions, creators get pissed. In regards to Jacksfilms, in my opinion, this isn't simply about SSSniperWolf. This is about the feeling of inconsistent enforcement of rules, where some get punished for playing by the rules, while others get away with wholesale theft because get that bag, baby. Allegedly. Now, there are some positive things that happened during the early days of C19 that a lot of us are still doing today. You know, some of us got in the habit of calling our loved ones every day, reinforcing relationships that may have been diminished before lockdown, washing your hands after doing nasty shit. Some of us got into Animal Crossing, discovering a love of video games we either put away or never had at all. Some of us made sourdough bread. I took in a pregnant cat off the street who birthed 6 babies, and I've only been able to get 2 adopted, so I currently have 4 black cats running around. Fiddly-dee. But one of the most universal things you'll find people got into, including at least one member of my team, is playing Jackbox games. The Jackbox Party Pack, or simply Jackbox games to fans, are a collection of party games that you can play on your console or computer that require the use of a cell phone to play. Now, they come with built-in streaming capabilities, and you can open the games up to a wide audience as either players or viewers. They were a good way to be social, have fun, and even get a few laughs in along the way. Now, one of the people who got really into streaming Jackbox games was actually Jack himself. And on October 13th, 2023, Jack was playing Jackbox with a few friends, laughing, having a good time, when something completely unexpected happened.
That's
so sketchy.
No, she's in your house right now, Jack.
Shut up.
She's literally outside your house.
Like 5 minutes ago posted.
Wait, what? She's literally right outside your house.
Oh my god!
This is happening right fucking now.
Wait, what?
Call the police.
No, there's a video.
She's outside your house right now.
Call the cops and show them the Instagram story.
Hold on. I'm gonna go outside.
Aaron,
Aaron,
do not.
I know that seemed a bit chaotic, and I know there was a lot of crosstalk. Maybe you figured out what was going on by the way they were talking about it, or maybe you're still a little confused, but I figured it was worth providing the full context of what exactly Jack was doing the night SSSniperWolf allegedly doxed him. Let me explain. While Jack was having fun with his friends, Lia posted a poll to the official SSSniperWolf Instagram account with a simple question: should I go visit Jacksfilms? He lives 5 minutes away from my shoot. Now, I think that's the only screenshot that I feel comfortable sharing, but throughout the night, she shared even more posts, including a photo of the outside of Jack's own house and the caption, "Let's talk like adults." Now, normally I'd explain the next beat of the story to paint the whole picture, but holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
All right, right in front of your house. Come out. Come out and talk to me. He has food outside, so he should be out any minute now to pick it up.
It's ice cream as well.
It's ice cream. I just want to talk.
Y'all, this is literally one of my worst nightmares as a creator and human, and I think it should be greatly concerning to everyone. Like, all jokes aside, this is why my tagline is, "It's not drama, it's dangerous." This is dangerous on so many levels. And the fact that it managed to escalate to a place where one of Jack's most prominent critics just showed up to his house is terrifying and absolutely unacceptable. Full f***ing stop. Especially when you consider this little sidebar of a story. It is quite common knowledge that before Lia was a major YouTuber, she was actually arrested for armed robbery. And all of the information I have about this story comes straight from Lia herself and this mugshot. But allegedly, she was at a store where a security guard thought she was shoplifting and tried arresting her. So she straight up attacked him, allegedly. She only spent 2 days in jail, and apparently the charge was reduced to a misdemeanor when it was discovered she didn't actually shoplift. And if it were all about this one incident, I wouldn't bring it up at all. Except that leads me to her second arrest for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest in August 2016, when her neighbors called the police when they heard screaming coming from her apartment.
I tweeted out my mugshot. I was like, hey, I got arrested. At least my mugshot looks good because, hey, I smiled for it. I was like, and you guys probably heard about it on the news channels that me and Sausage got arrested, and it's true, we did.
Now, this particular one is something Lia has addressed in both a video and on Twitter, but I have a combination of words that I want to test out that I think spells out exactly why Jack might have been as scared as he sounded in that video. Those words are as follows. SSSniperWolf, a YouTuber Jack has been criticizing, has been arrested twice for violent crimes, showed up outside his private residence and took photos that she shared with millions of subscribers because she just wanted to talk. In no universe, like no celestial star seasoning of a galaxy on any planet in any solar system is this okay. Intentionally doxing a public figure for your entertainment or to threaten is not okay. In response, Jack took to Twitter saying, quote, SSSniperWolf just doxed me on her Instagram. Creepy, gross, violating. What you do is disgusting. You steal content and stalk YouTubers. At YouTube, demonetize this dangerous creator or just get her off your platform. She posted an IG story right outside our home and deleted it. Now, the response to this online was fast, fierce, and swift, with commenters across YouTube, Twitter, and other social media calling for some kind of punishment against Lia, if not her outright deplatforming altogether. It also opened up a bit of a contrarian point of view, and one that I don't necessarily agree with, but before I dive a bit further, I wanted to address. At the end of the day, most things in life and how someone interprets something largely comes down to one simple word: perspective. A particular way of viewing things that depends on one's experience and personality. Perspective also means the ability to consider things in relation to one another accurately and fairly. Let's just strip away all of the context that we've established for a second and really truly try our best to see things from Lia's perspective for a minute. I want us to consider this perspective segment kind of the opposite of Petty University, right? Something I've wanted to try for a while now that dives headfirst into opposing points of view. Now, I won't necessarily agree with these points of view, and you might not either. This is not me defending anyone, but in the interest of wanting to understand all angles and have productive discourse, I found that looking at a story, like most any story, from a different perspective, even when you don't agree with it, sheds more light on how things get to where they are. It's kind of like the devil's advocate perspective, if you will. I think most of the time everybody deserves a chance to be heard, and everybody deserves a fair shake, even when it's a shitty take shake, even when they have absolutely positively up like Lia has with doxing Jack and his wife. Like, what possibly in her rationale could have led her to thinking that was acceptable? Now, first, the argument that female creators are treated more unfairly than male creators. Now, not appropriate to accuse Jack of that considering the sheer lengths he's gone to cover many React channels, but if I give Lia some grace and assume she didn't know that from a broader perspective, she's not wrong. If we take a look at the bigger picture of every single controversy controversy on YouTube that were covered ad nauseum by commentary channels this year. We have not only SSSniperWolf, but Illuminati, Ruby Franke, the weird Doja Cat Satanism story, Just Pearly Things, Lizzo, and for some reason, Hailey Bieber. And that's by no means an exhaustive list, and of course, I have covered several of them myself. Now, in contrast, we have stories like Yondir Dev, the recent controversies surrounding the allegations that YouTube is protecting EDP, the ongoing 2Mad situation, I guess Russell Brand would count. Now, some of them may end up the subject of future docs. I've been kind of looking at that. Some may end up on my second channel, but even if I'm not covering them, the public interest in each of these strictly playing a numbers game is far smaller than interest has been in stories on female creators. So on the surface, Lia seems to be right, and I know I repeat myself sometimes, but it bears repeating that she's not right about Jack. But in my opinion, she's right from a distance, because that leads me back to how, from a distance, it's very easy to assume Jack was being a sassy old creep with the situation without the context. 64 videos from a male creator in under a year on one female creator, and a number of tweets directly addressing her. Let's just assume that's all Lia saw, or even that it's all her team told her. That would be a scary thing to hear, I would imagine, and one that I'm sure many people who are only familiar with the tweets or the gossip have heard, considering Lia's audience is like 30 million stronger than Jack's. Which leads me to the single strongest counterpoint for why this particular point of empathy is, in my opinion, maybe a little wasted on Lia. She doxed Jack for this and literally went to his house. If we look at it from Jack's perspective, he or his wife could easily have felt that she was there to harm them physically. Even considering what Jack brought to the table with his content, there was a world in which this could have been a matter of perspective, but the truth is, only one person here did something allegedly criminal that can also, no matter what Lia claims otherwise, characterized as stalking, and that person was Lia. Lia posted a handful of stories basically highlighting these ideas, saying Jack harassed her for months, threatened her, and so on. Now, one asked if she should get a restraining order against him, and another said this couldn't be a dox because his address was public on Google. Now, Jack responded to nearly all of these, but it's also important to point out that this didn't just affect Jack, this also affected his wife Erin, who is absolutely not a YouTuber and was actually home at the time of the alleged doxing. She posted her thoughts about the situation in a number of places, but she posted this statement to the LA influencer Snark Reddit that spells out exactly why this is a huge deal. Quote, "Hey, Jacksfilms wife here. Appreciate the support, and maybe I'm biased, but I promise my husband is not a creep. He has been doing campaigns like this against reactors who steal content without credit for over 10 years now. Men and women, it all started over a decade ago with Ray William Johnson. Jack is a creator who, like most creators, struggles to always be coming up with new ideas. So when someone pops in, downloads your videos, re-uploads them, and doesn't give you credit, and makes millions of dollars off your back, it enrages him. I am a regular person with a regular job. I am not a creator at all. Jack and I have been together for 10 years, married for 5.5, and he is a good guy at the end of the day. Again, I realize I'm biased, but her coming to my house and showcasing it to her millions of Instagram followers is so scary to a normie like me. On Monday, I'm gonna have to go to my regular corporate job and go to corporate security to tell them what happened to me in my personal life in case someone comes to my house when I'm working from home. It's truly unacceptable. Appreciate anyone who is supportive of us." Couldn't have said it any better myself, Erin, and I truly hope that things calm down for you soon. As for Jack, he posted a video the day after the alleged doxing titled, "SSSniperWolf came to our home last night. It's time for YouTube to step in," where he states that in his 17 years of being on the YouTube platform, he's never had somebody come to his house and threaten him this way. And he also points out that Lia was treating it as a damn joke.
She claims in her story that I've been harassing her. No, SSSniperWolf, I've not been harassing you. In my videos on JJJacksfilms, I've been critiquing her non-transformative commentary, I point out cases of content theft and freebooting, and I credit the creators she steals from. I've been critical of her content, but that does not equate to harassment. What is harassment is coming to our home, sharing it for millions to see, and taunting me to come out. YouTube needs to take swift action and ban her from the platform ASAP. SSniperWolf is already making light of the situation, as if stalking someone is a quirky thing to do. No one should feel unsafe in their own home. And thanks to SSniperWolf, my wife and I now do.
So yeah, as you could see, Lia was already cracking jokes to her audience about the whole thing with her sister, Rania. Actually, let's talk a little bit about Rania for a second, because the way in which she has been handling the situation straight up makes Lia look like Mother Teresa here. For example, this tweet that seems to imply that Lia was definitely aiming to get violent with Jack. Or this one that spells out how easy it was apparently to find Jack's address. And then there's this private message Rania allegedly sent someone defending Jack that was posted to the Jacksfilms subreddit. Classy, Rania. Now, just one day after the doxing, YouTube addressed the event, kind of, when they tweeted, quote, "We don't allow harmful behaviors like threat and doxing. This resource has more info about our harassment and cyberbullying policy. Also, if your personal info is shared, you can file a privacy complaint to request." I don't know if that addressed much, my dude. And Jack agreed, posting, "Team YouTube, the best time to remove SSniperWolf from your platform was Friday night when she showed up to our home, filmed and posted a live video of our house to her 5 million Instagram followers while my wife and I were inside and dared me to come out. The second best time is now. I've sent video evidence to the appropriate channels and I'm happy to share directly with you. This is a clear example of doxing and a clear violation of your policy stated here." Now, it took an entire week before YouTube tweeted a direct statement announcing that SSniperWolf was indeed going to be facing consequences for this. So hooray! Question mark? Because here's what they actually wrote. I can't believe I said hooray, but this is what we're doing. Quote, "Confirming SSniperWolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone helps move this convo to a better place." Behavior on both sides? What is that? But both sides? But so the behavior where somebody called out bad behavior for the sake of crediting creators and making the community healthier and following guidelines, but was met with literal threats, is that bad? And I think folks would like to know, temporary monetization suspension? Well, at least this should inspire her to apologize, right? Oh, okay. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack Film, not Jack's Films. Great start. Okay, you don't even have his name right. Wonderful. Anyways, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jack's Film did it again. While we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I am sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment. There's really only so much I could say that hasn't already been said yet, so I want to focus on the fact that this is really the only time Lia has publicly addressed Jack outside of the general controversy, and she couldn't even be bothered to get his name right, so, you know, now, and this is just a theory based on everything else we've already talked about, but considering just how low effort all of this is, that she couldn't even afford him that decency, I have a theory that Lia never maybe even watched Jack's content about her. It's just a tiny little hunch, but if you don't even know the correct name of the creator whose house you showed up at, why are you even mad in the first place? Or was this just shade? In your apology? I don't know. Was it a shady apology? Cute. On October 25th, Lia announced that she was taking a break from content creation for mental health reasons, and you might not expect this to be my response, but good for you, Lia. Some will say this is a cop-out, but unless you're in her head, no one really knows for sure. And if you're burnt out, take the time off, whether it's related or not. But also, taking time off when you can't monetize is kind of actually really convenient. Fiddly-dee! Now here's a little bit of lore for you. This isn't SSSniperWolf's first time being called out for something. This isn't even her second time being called out for something. There are SSSniperWolf call-out videos I've found, in fact, from every single year, from the past 10 years, from creators as wide-ranging as Kavos, Black Wolf, and Tamimi, who in particular has made a number of videos updating their audience on the seemingly never-ending well of shit that is Lisa's cesspool. Yeah, catch more cesspool on my second channel. Shameless plug. There is a list right now, in fact, on her Wikitubia fan page that is longer than the list of controversies I've covered on any creator on this channel. There are so many that in order to do them justice, I would have to start a full-ass series on SSSniperWolf lore. But there are a few more Lia controversies that I absolutely need to cover to show that it might be time for Lia to consider, I don't know, because in my opinion, it's hard to see there being much sincere about her, especially after some new things that just came out. Forgive the weird title card, but we need to talk a little bit about somebody you may have noticed I haven't brought up at all since I introduced them, Lia's husband, Evan. And there's a pretty good reason for that. Back in September 2022, the two of them broke up, which is problematic for Lia for a number of reasons that became public on August 17th, 2023, when Evan actually filed a breach of contract lawsuit against Lia, alleging that the two of them were part owners of the SSSniperWolf channel. According to the suit, Evan was suing Lia for the following: breach of fiduciary duty, breach of contract, breach of the implied covenant of good faith, fair dealing, tortious interference with contractual relations and business expectancy, conversion, accounting, and appointment of receiver. There's a lot of very official titles there, isn't it? The lawsuit also covers a lot of ground, but in essence, Evan claimed that Lia breached their contract when, after their split, she opened a number of new SSSniperWolf related channels without consulting or even compensating Evan for the new revenue, claiming SSSniperWolf was a joint venture. It was such a joint venture, in fact, that Evan dropped the bombshell in the suit that he had not only been helping her produce her content, he was scripting it, and in one of the biggest hits to her credibility overall, was even secretly playing the video games in her gaming content. Quote, while Lia was the face of the SSSniperWolf YouTube channel, Young is and was at all times heavily involved in the creative content and operations, including but not limited to concept origination and development, script writing, directing, video editing, posting finished videos to the channel, and market research and analysis, among other things. For anybody who has paid attention to SSSniperWolf over the years, this wasn't really all that surprising. In fact, back in early 2014, the creator Enigma Gaming literally alleged that Evan was doing this for Lia.
SSSniperWolf has been faking her gameplays, and this guy was doing the gameplays, and then she was just uploading them with her reaction and shit like that. And she's been splitting the money with him 50-50. Basically, all it is just a scam to make more money, as much money as possible. She takes advantage of the most popular game, Call of Duty, and the largest demographic, who are mostly just prepubescent kids. That's it. That's who she's catering to.
Now, again, allegations like these are nothing new for SSSniperWolf, and they're nothing new for female gamers in general. What's absolutely depressing about this is that early on in the video, Enigma Gaming refers to a number of details about Lia that have since become part of the public record due to this lawsuit, meaning that there was something people were calling out before SSSniperWolf was even famous, and nothing was ever done about it. Now, Evan further claims in the lawsuit something Enigma even says in this video. He and Lia had agreed back in 2013 to a 50-50 split, but when the two broke up in September 2022, Lia did everything in her power to lock Evan out of those earnings without ever ending their agreement. Now, to date, the only public acknowledgement Lia appears to have made is an Instagram story she posted in late September 2023 when she said, quote, "Just wait, just wait until I'm allowed to say something," attached to a penguin of Madagascar meme. Now, many assume that this was in reference to the suit, but if you consider the timeline, it may also have had to do with Jack. Reality, it might be a while before we ever know, if we ever know. Now, the only reason I wanted to bring this up briefly is because if Evan's allegations are correct, then that really begs the question of what Lia has ever actually brought to the platform, considering that none of her content since splitting with Evan has really shown a need to exist, in many people's opinions. Divorces and lawsuits between exes are messy, and to be clear, there are allegations floating around that the split relates to Evan allegedly being harmful to Lia, so I'm in no way taking sides here. We don't have the full story, and so that's what I will leave that. But if that information is correct and is not just the result of Evan capitalizing on rumors that have been hounding Lia for a decade, then that alone would be a reason for her to reconsider what the hell we're all doing here. Not to mention the Jack doxing, of course, and also that time she allegedly ghosted a kid with cancer. Oh, did I not mention that? Yeah. So on December 28th, 2021, Lia was called out by none other than Keemstar, your local favorite, for ghosting a 10-year-old fan who at the time was losing their battle with cancer. Yeah, I'm not making that up.
Dear Sniper Wolf, I've told the entire community that you're a piece of shit. And you know why I told them you're a piece of shit? Is because I've known you for over a decade. You've always been a self-centered, no accountability scumbag. I told everybody, this is who you are, and you proved it because you took no accountability for ghosting this fan. Absolutely none. You made a post on YouTube saying, hey, there's miscommunication going on and there's a drama story going on. I actually tried to get I tried to get a time slot. We read the text messages, every single message between you and the mom, we read them right on Drama. I shouldn't be angry. I have been proven right once again. You know how you could prove that you're not a piece of shit? By saying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I should have got on the phone with that terminally ill 10-year-old fan right away. But you're not. You're blaming the mother. Oh, the mother blocked me. It's the mother's fault. It's Keemstar's fault. It's the mom's fault. It's the kid's fault for sleeping. It's everyone's fault but yours.
So, to recap, a young girl's dying wish, allegedly, was to meet Lia, something she agreed to doing early on. But when it came time for Lia to meet up, the girl was just ignored. Now, in Lia's defense, and even then only kinda, she claimed that she had tried several times to get in contact with the mother of the girl and chalked up the issue to time zone differences in trying to get in touch. After this call out, Lia spoke to the girl over Instagram and donated $5,000 to her GoFundMe page. A problem solved, I guess, but I've got to wonder for a minute what exactly Lia was thinking here when all of this went down. Like, why would you agree to meet up with a kid who was battling cancer and then just ghost them? In a not so surprising turn of events, there are also allegations against Lia. Now, that is not the focus of this doc right now, so I am not going to spend a lot of time on it. It involves her having what appears to be on video inappropriate conversations with people who are allegedly minors. I have seen some guessing as to if they are underage. This took place on Omegle. I'm not going to get into the details for a number of reasons, but the videos are out there. I will say this, I am just kind of tired of every story that we cover having that as a factor to it. Like, can we just have a break? I wanted to touch upon it, but again, that wasn't the whole point of today's doc. It hasn't been addressed at all by Lia, but it's yet another reason to keep in mind that even though the initial situation may have felt kind of silly, Lia very well might be a bit of a danger. Looking through the callouts people have made against Lia over the years, many of the callouts have been quite justified and many have been complete nothing burgers. But when you combine the existence of videos like those and the likelihood that she never even played her own video games, the constant lies, and her reaction to Jack to just show up at his house, it becomes more clear why someone like Jack would not want her on the platform anymore. On November 3rd, 2023, Jack finally broke his silence when he posted a video to the Jacksfilms channel explaining what was in store for him and the channel in the future. Jack describes feeling still a little shaken up, but has a new vision for how he wants the channel to exist in the future.
Here's my plan. If you're a creator and you're open to the idea of me watching your work live on stream, providing critiques and feedback and tips, then please send us your stuff. We have a Google form linked in the description below, so fill it out if you want me to take a look at your work. And then on top of me critiquing it, we're also going to play bingo with your videos.
What Jack is proposing here is the spirit of a channel that honors and uplifts the creators who actually deserve it, while also taking himself out of what appears to be harm's way. A different creator than Jack might have experienced something like this and either retaliated, potentially escalating the situation worse than it already was, or did nothing at all out of fear, which leads me to my thoughts about the situation as a whole. Like, this seems to be kind of like, if you think about it, giving Lia exactly what she wants. Like, Jack is seemingly no longer going to make content about SSSniperWolf, and even within the video, he's reluctant to mention her by name. I mean, I almost kind of wonder if something legal happened. But regardless, the road to get here was obviously not ideal for Lia, and she suffered kinda. But really, this is kind of her getting her way. Now, I have nothing bad to say about Jack's choice here in the long run, and I love that he's managed to find a positive way to recover from this horrible situation. My concern is simply that because this is the best way forward, for the time being, it shows Lia that she can literally kind of do whatever she wants and get away with everything with little consequences. The monetization removal is temporary, remember, and she has, as we saw with Sausage, many channels to still pull revenue from. Depending on when you see this, it's very likely she already had her monetization reinstated. So in a truly disheartening plot twist, I think Lia got away with it. Jack has managed to find a way to come out stronger than ever, but if this is what justice looks like, then we are in for a truly dire future with how transgressions like these are handled in the future, okay? But there's just one more thing we need to cover, since it seems like Lia's opened herself up to a whole new set of criticisms regarding alleged theft. Only this time, it wasn't just theft of content, it was the alleged theft of another creator's entire life. Let's talk for a second about AzzyLand. Born Azra Bahrami on February 23rd, 1991, AzzyLand is a Canadian YouTuber and was one of the most viewed YouTubers across the planet back in 2019. Today, she has over 13 million subscribers who tune in for her React content. Before that, it was for her gamer content, and before that, it was for her cosplay content. Sound familiar? Well, it sounded a little bit familiar to Azzy too when she came across the work of fellow content creator SSSniperWolf. And according to SSSniperWolf, it sounded familiar to her too, with Lia constantly taking pot shots at AzzyLand allegedly stealing from her. Now, this actually started a 7-year beef, if you can imagine. Well, kind of like a one-sided broccoli beef, since Lia is the one who took jabs at Azzy mostly. That finally came to a boil on November 9th, 2023, when Azzy came forward with a full list of the similarities between her and Lia in an interview with the creator named Nerd City, aptly titled "SSSniperWolf Stole Her Life." That claims to show that, well, Azzy might not be the thief after all.
SSSniperWolf and AzzyLand hate to be compared. But of course that won't stop their viewers, or even YouTube itself, from lumping them together every day of their lives. For most of their careers, people have told them they look like sisters. They're not. And now, even friendship seems out of the question.
Always be yourself, unless you suck. Then pretend to be somebody else. And that's on AzzyLand.
This is a monumental and quite damning 36-minute video outlining an alarming list of similarities between Lia and Azzy, complete with receipts showing that Azzy may have come first in almost every instance listed.
Some similarities between Azra and Lia just can't be helped, but others were manufactured intentionally.
More plants that I'm killing. A luscious, well-taken care of plant. This is a mirror. And this is my favorite mirror.
How many times have you noticed that she's copied your thumbnails or a title or whatever? Did you ever bother to count them?
Things that are like very obvious, like exact replicas, it's minimum like 50. But if you're not counting those, like up to 200.
These are really just some of the surface level similarities that people have been pointing out already for years, such as the similar styles of speaking, similar styles of dressing, alarmingly similar content, and even full lines of dialogue seemingly pulled from Azzy's work. But this isn't just the case of one creator imitating the other.
She created the narrative that you had cloned her when it was the other way around.
Yeah, I have fans like, I guess, playing both sides and like messaging me and telling me that she's DMing them and like she's kind of like encouraging people to hate on me.
Just to give people an idea, like what was the scale of this kind of harassment of you? Like how many short form videos were you seeing that were accusing you of copying her?
This became like a really big issue as soon as TikTok became popular. Like there was fans that had like 100 followers, they would post it, and within the end of the week, they would have like 5 million views on it.
Oh, great. Terrific. If this timeline being presented is accurate, then Lia is 1, copying Azzy, 2, talking about Azzy, and 3, getting her underage fans to attack Azzy on her behalf. When you combine everything that we have learned about Lia from this doc alone, and like I said, there's so much more that I'm not even getting into unless we want another 4 more hour deep dive, this is Lia, through and through, allegedly. A petty person, and not the fun kind of petty university petty, a thief, and a thin-skinned bully who has questionable interactions with her underage fans. Allegedly, but it gets even worse.
Golf ball. Golf ball. Wasp net. Wasp net. Cut in half.
I was like, there it is. That's the voice.
We don't care what you are. We don't care if you're not even the same species. This girl does sound like her. She's trying to talk like her.
Let's just be clear on exactly what you just heard. People from Toronto have a very distinct accent. Azzy used that accent in her earlier videos to play up a character. Lia, who is from Arizona, started using a distinctly Toronto accent.
The Toronto accent gotta be the worst accent known to man.
You lying!
That voice became so tied to Lia that Azzy stopped speaking like that and now has literally forgotten how to use the voice she started using first.
I wanted to separate myself so much from SniperWolf that I started forcing myself to not talk like that.
She stole something from you and then like wore it out so much that you quit it.
Do you have any idea like how ridiculous that is, especially when Lia has gone on record multiple times saying Azzy is the thief? Like, bro, come the hell on, okay? And you want to see something else?
The whole way that reaction content works is we are reacting to what's the most viral on the internet. So the ideas are like, they're not our ideas, it's whatever's viral. It's the whole internet's idea of what is popular, right? So like taking ownership of that doesn't work.
It's like cosplay. And even in cosplay, she was competitive with you and trying to say like, you didn't belong in the community.
It all seems to stem from a cosplay beef of all things. People thought Azzy did it better. Lia talked shit. Lia then proceeded to allegedly just steal it all from Azzy and reap the benefits. And let's be clear, Azzy, like Jack, is a big creator with over 13 times the amount of subs that I have and nearly 3 times as many as Jack. So she's still doing pretty well, all things considered. But Lia, nearly 3 times as many subs as Azzy. When Lia allegedly steals from Azzy and then accuses Azzy of being the actual thief, that's punching down unwarranted. There's a right time and a right place for everything, and according to Azzy, for her, the right time was now, while Lia was in the hot seat for the Jacksfilms fiasco. And Azzy's right place was on the Nerd City channel, where this video is now sitting at like nearly 1 million views. Soon the allegations against Lia started picking up, being covered by everyone from Oompaville, whose own video has over 400 something thousand views, to Charlie Moisty Penguin, whose coverage of this has a whopping 3 million views and covers the next big part of this story, Lia responding to the allegations.
So she posted a response to it. She quote tweeted this Dexerto article that says SSSniperWolf has been accused by fellow YouTuber AzzyLand of copying her content, stealing her presenting style, inciting harassment from fans, and lying with fake evidence to cover her tracks. And SSSniperWolf then says, I have a backup of videos and screenshots before she changed the thumbnails to make it look like I copied her. I have proof she copied my thumbnails, SEO, the way I speak, the jokes I make. The way you're trying to manipulate this is fraud.
If she has the proof, let's see the proof. Because if Azzy is making all of this up, manufacturing screenshots and so on, then for once, Lia is totally in the right here. So Lia, what you got?
She then continues saying the fact that you can just go on a video and lie about everything is insane to me. She drops some more evidence from the case files here, saying I have a screenshot of you uploading the same video as me minutes after I upload multiple on occasions. A community note then came out of nowhere with a big steamin' revelation that said, this doesn't prove anything. The videos cited for evidence only have a similar title and don't contain the same thumbnail or clips.
I think it's safe to say that Nerd City and Azzy's countless receipts outweigh your weird receipts that are for some reason in Dutch, Lia? I don't know why your YouTube is in Dutch, but your evidence is certainly a real Dutch oven right now. Thank you, I'm here all night. You know, just a big wet fart that amounts to nothing but a funny smell and a whole lot of crap. And I think you know that since shortly after Moisty covered this, your artist formerly known as Twitter account went on private. So whoopsie daisy, how'd that happen? So where does this leave us now? Well, Azzy has responded a few times to Lia's counter allegations against her, making it very clear that part of the reason she's speaking up now is because she sees the Jacksfilms fiasco as the last straw for Lia's abrasive personality. Then when somebody replied saying, weird that you come out with all this while the entire internet is already on SSSniperWolf if you didn't want people to send hate towards her. So Azzy ended up tweeting on November 11th, first of all, the bullying has never stopped and is still going on today. But to answer what you said, the reason everyone is giving her a hard time is exactly the reason I am coming out. That reason put another creator and his family in danger. It wasn't a mistake. A mistake is spilling a drink, showing up to the middle of the night to expose Jacksfilms, addressed to millions in order to intimidate, is not a mistake. That's harassment. And now he doesn't feel comfortable in his own home and will probably have to move. That's not fair, and it's something I take a stand against. So to answer your question, yes, that's exactly why I am coming forward. And before you say he was harassing her too, he wasn't. Not only did he refrain from commenting on her controversial past and stuck to only critiquing her content in hopes she would credit the creators whose content she used, and so she would create better content. Well, Azzy, I'm not refraining from commenting on all of this or Lia's controversial past, and I'm hoping, even though many other excellent creators have covered this already, that drawing attention to the bigger picture can help right some of the many wrongs committed by SSSniperWolf. And I don't think you deserve to deal with a harassment campaign from somebody gaslighting you into thinking that you are the thief if you're not. Jack doesn't deserve to be doxxed. Nobody we've talked about deserves any of this at the hands of Lia. It is wild. But one thing I can say now is that Jacksfilms has started his new style of content for that channel, and I think it's going to be something healthy for the community, which hopefully means, at least in that regard, he got something he wanted to make the space better for everyone.
Hi, welcome to the first ever episode of Creator Bingo. Here's how it works. I asked all you creators out there, all you brave and willing creators, to send me your own stuff, your own videos, your own TikToks, whatever. And what I want to do is I want to provide
criticism and feedback and tips and advice for your videos. I want to share what I think works well and what I think could possibly use some work.
Oh, it is time for the kitty palette cleanser to purify our fuzzy little souls. It's been a while since we've seen the babies. Everyone enjoy them as we lighten the mood a little bit. Be sure to grab your pieces from the brand new Valid Social Club collection. Be part of the elite royal squad by tapping the link below and in the pinned comment. Remember, these are currently limited time on a pre-sale, and we will be getting them out to you as soon as possible. If you want to get them in time for the holiday, you have a timestamp on it. I truly believe you're going to love these pieces as much as I do, and I hope they are a constant reminder of just how valid and accepted you are here. Please keep tagging me in your photos on Instagram so I can see you and share you on my stories. Oh my gosh, also, we hit 100,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you so much. I love the community that we're growing there. Let's keep it going. 150,000, we're gonna get there. Please do follow me on Instagram. That's where I post most often and respond to a lot of DMs and hold polls and ask y'all questions, give you updates for upcoming docs, all that good stuff. Also, I have just uploaded a new video on my brand new second channel, SWOOP 2, that's T-O-O. It will be linked below. Hi there, hello friends, my name is SWOOP and welcome to the Sus Pool, the place where everything and everyone is sus, maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. A couple of shout outs from that new video. First shout out goes to Katie Kicked Cancer. Congratulations, I love that name for you. Who says, as I sit here an emotional wreck on the anniversary of my first cancer surgery, rage fills me thinking about this. F cancer and F people who fake it. We're an exclusive club and we don't want any more members. I just want to send you all of the positive healing vibes, prayers, all of that good stuff. Congratulations for kicking cancer. That is absolutely incredible. Second shout out goes to Jackson SCT, who says, first, the intro is so unhinged it scared me in a good way. Second, these types of people piss me off. One of my old friends passed from cancer, and seeing people fake this makes my blood boil. Good that people like this are called out. I am so sorry for your loss, and I hope that you have been able to find some peace and healing. I am so stoked for this new channel as it gives me a way to create entirely new, shorter mini dives, like where we dip our toes into things on mind-bending topics. I will be doing some spooky mystery things over there, as well as posting right when a story breaks, as the format is shorter. So join me over there and leave the comment on the new video, Purple Squad, so I know you came from this video. After digging through everything for this doc, I'm left with one resounding question. Is this even a downfall at all, or has Lia found herself in that elite class of untouchables where they're either too big, been around too long, or have too many controversies to where people just stop counting and move on? Did Lia actually get what she wanted? When we look at the long list of problematic people doing problematic things and the general calls for accountability, do you ever feel like the punishment is enough? Let's remember, monetization removal is temporary. Instead of making this a firm stance against doxing, the blame was passed on both sides, with Jack being one of the recipients. So many lines were crossed here, lines that transcend the drama and cross into dangerous, and for what? Why? Where does it stop? How far is too far before more serious consequences are had? I'd like to think I know the answer to that, but I'm not so sure anymore. When someone showcases a long history of troubling behavior that escalates to violating someone's personal safety, what's next? I truly hope Lia has learned from this. I hope that she thinks twice before she acts and really sits with the fact that she jeopardized the safety of someone in her own community as creators. And I look forward to seeing what Jack does with this new direction of his channel. Maybe at the end of the day, healing and accountability can be had and the platform made just a little bit better. But you know, when all else fails, stay ready, stay petty, class dismissed. Swoop!